This video talks about how to do the push-up. First thing, get on the ground, lay on your chest. I like to try to make a point here, so put your hands up over in front of your head, like mine are right now. So believe it or not, I see a lot of people try to do push-ups with their hands this high. This is not how high your hands should be when you're doing the push-up. So next, bring your hands right outside your chest. That's my chest. That's right outside my chest. Now, so look at my arms. There's an angle here. There's an angle in my upper arm, so my elbows are kind of tight to my sides, not glued to my sides, but they're a little on the tight side, which is good. And my forearm is almost perpendicular to the ground. So that's a good angle. Maybe sometimes you'll see just a slight angle in the forearm like that. Just a very slight angle is all right, but you don't ever want to see an angle like this. That's too much. And that doesn't really make it a push-up anymore. So arms perpendicular to the ground, push into the ground. Notice I'm going through full range of motion here. So I always make a point here. I just put my hands on my chest. That's your chest. Now, hands outside your chest. Makes sense, right? If your car runs out of gas, you're going to push it like this. Same thing when you're doing push-ups. Push that car. Elbows high, arms high, not good. So, see how my body's making a T shape? You don't want a T shape when you're doing push-ups. You should be making more of an arrow shape in your body. Arrow shape is what you want to go for. And where my elbows are right now, if anything, I should get them a little bit tighter. I would not let them come out any further than I'm showing you right now. So I'd say that's about your maximum width. If anything, bring those elbows tighter. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily doing an all tricep push-up. If you want to do that, you can bring your elbows super tight, so it is more triceps. But keeping your elbows in a little bit, what it does is it just saves your shoulders. It's better movement on the shoulder joint. It's healthier for the shoulders. And this will still develop your triceps and chest. T is bad. So I'll do a couple more reps here. I'm going to pause it. Going through full range of motion, like I said, and straight line in my body. So my core, I'm pretty much treating it like a plank. I'm keeping my abs and butt tight. So things to avoid. T push-ups like this. Avoid that. Okay. We'll talk more about things to avoid. So if doing push-ups on your toes is too hard, you can always do push-ups on your knees. The rules are pretty much the same. Straight line in your body, elbows tight, arms perpendicular. Keep your abs and butt tight. Pushing up. My elbows are pretty close to my side, making a good arrow shape between my torso and my arms. Always try to go through a full range of motion there. So I'll rewind it. So you can just bring your chest right to the ground. You can even let it rest there for a second. You'll see what happens is sometimes people don't let it go all the way to the ground. And that can be a little bit limiting in the development of what you could get out of the push-up. So there's a couple good reps. Next up from there, if knee push-ups are still too difficult, you can elevate where your hands are going to be. So for example, pretend like I'm using a bench at the gym right now. My elbows are still tight, doing push-ups on that bench on the bench. So notice where my chest is. My sternum, we all know where your sternum is, that spot where you can knock the wind out of yourself. I don't want you to knock the wind out of yourself, but that's the part of your chest that should be touching the box or the bench, depending on what you're doing push-ups on. You could also use higher surfaces. So this is still a pretty low surface, still pretty challenging, the one I'm doing push-ups on right now. So maybe if you're doing push-ups at home, if you have like a windowsill or a table like I have to the left here, you can use that as well. You could also put a barbell in a rack if you're at the gym, and you can change how high that barbell can be. So you can make push-ups very scalable, and you can make it relative to yourself. So no matter what level you are, try to make it so it's challenging but with good form, right? So me doing push-ups on the ground could be the same effect as, let's say, um, I'll make up a name, Susie Q, doing push-ups on a barbell in a rack. That's fine. So just keep it all relative and make sure that the form is good.